Sí, perfecto. Entonces, Charlie, mae, vamos a empezar, bro.
Oye, da un toquecito, no, no.
Dale, dale, dale.
Ahora sí, listo.
Mae, compartir pantalla, explica en inglés qué fue lo que estás haciendo para que la gente entienda, digamos. Si yo fuera alguien completamente desconocido que no te conoce, qué es lo que estás haciendo, compartir pantalla y explica cuáles son las respuestas que das y el por qué. ¿De acuerdo?
Ok, comparto. Bueno, ahí lo que tengo es como un bloxillo de notas, entonces, y si quiere comparto eso.
Correcto.
Donde, ok, voy
Ya te
entonces.
dejo compartir pantalla, mae. Listo, dale.
¿Qué onda comparto? Más. No me deja compartir. No te da la opción, creo.
Ok, dame un toque.
Dale, aquí está, compartir pantalla. Está en verde como no lo veía. Ahora sí. Eh, bueno, lo explico en inglés. Qué miedo. Bueno, aquí primero lo dice en español y luego lo traducí.
Ajá, entonces hagámoslo en inglés.
Ok. Um, okay. For these three questions, I I think about the persons who responds one person in the uh, in the conversion habitually. I don't know, and the for example, can you tell about a little about yourself and background? My response is okay. Hi, my name is Carlos Arguedas. I specialize in C# with .NET, and I also have a strong expertise in SQL Server. With over 4 years of experience, I have worked with all kind of people, which was allowed me to grow professional and contribute to multi projects. And in fact, I have recently had to learn a lot about cloud development as one of the application I work on was fully migrated to the cloud. In this response, I think the human person is stuck, or I don't know who you say. What is your opinion about the response?
Continue, continue. Don't worry. Continue. Explain everything that you have been working on. Explain the question behind the question, the
Okay.
why is that answer, and just I will give you the feedback after that.
In questions of what is your weaknesses, my response is I'm be honest. We always found it's difficult to delegate tasks. Sometimes I want to take on everything myself, so I can learn as much as possible. I know this is a weakness because even though I complete everything on time, I often have to put more hours than I should. So yes, I believe my weakness is task delegation, but I've been actually working on improving my by trusting my teammates or more focusing on collaboration. This is response for what is your weaknesses. The other questions, what is, ¿cómo se dice en inglés? What hire you?
Why should we hire you?
Okay. My response is, well, I actually did my research on company in this sector, and out this the ones I look into like Softtek, Accenture, and Cognizant. This was the company that stood out to me the most. I really like Fix Factory because it is focused on product quality, agile methodologies, and new technologies, which align perfectly with the direction I want to take in my career. I also feel that company values resonate with me, making my genuinely want to contribute valuable knowledge here. So my answer is that I have the necessary skills for the position, but beyond that, I believe I can bring insights on and one of my strongest ability. problem solving.
Okay. Okay. Let's dissect one by one. Okay. So we're gonna practice. We're gonna do role play right now, and while you're reading, because you really need to practice this, I will ask inquisitive questions about your response. Okay. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Ask you why. Ask you what did you do specifically, and so on, so on, so on. So Carlos, it was it is a pleasure to have you here. Actually, why? So tell me. Let's get into it. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Okay. Hi, my name is Carlos Vargas, and I specialize in C Sharp with .NET, and I have a strong expertise in SQL Server with over 4 years experience. I have worked with all kinds of people, which was allowed to me grow as a professional and contribute to multiple projects. And in fact, I have recently had to learn a lot about cloud development as one of the application I work on was fully migrated to the cloud. On my free time, I enjoy learning about the technologies and inventions, and I love dancing.
Nice, nice. Okay, so what kinds of people have you worked that allow you to grow as a professional? Specificity.
Okay. Throughout my career, had the privilege of working with a diverse range of professionals, which was a significantly contribute to my growth um, as a software developer. Cross-functional teams, mentors on senior developers, agile teams, diverse background. I don't know.
Okay. Remember to put a little salsa lisano. You know,
Okay.
you being too nervous. The responses are good, but they are too general. You know, I have worked with all kinds of people. Okay, which kinds of people?
Which kinds? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can like highlight that, like, or you can put it on bold, meaning si lo puedes poner en subrayado o grandecito para que sepas qué feedback tienes que responder, sería lo mejor. But in actually, what you want to try to do is to be more specific. So I have worked with all kinds of people. Okay, so I have worked with a lot of people that are being top performers, and also a lot of people that I have to be honest that were lazy at the team. So this allowed me to grow as a professional, or that in my case, that would be my suggestion. You know, if I were you, you can talk more about maybe professionals. Like I have worked all kinds of people, meaning I have worked with managers directly. I have worked with teammates that know more about the
UX and UI teams, etc.
exactly what kinds of people, you know, what specifically you mean by what kinds of people, and allow me to grow as a professional and contribute with multiple projects. Okay, multiple projects, nice. You just want to add that salsa lisano that it would be like a percentage, some result that is like is trackable, you know.
Okay.
So contribute to multiple projects that allow me actually to increase 40% of optimization in projects. You see, when you track results and when you have clarity on what you achieve, that's how people know what type of problems are they expecting for you to actually solve. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So specificity. And this is something that I wanted to tell you um, for a long time, man. You have to be more proactive here because the questions and the answers are very general. I understand the situation that you are right now, but you need to show that you actually care. For example, don't have the fucking responses that you're gonna use on a fucking block of notes. Show that you actually care. Like this is the first step to actually getting a job. Okay. So this allows us to have this goal. This allows us to have the presentation that we did on Friday. So this is very cool, you see? So for the specificity, you need to review all the answers that you gave and actually try to dissect when can you be more specific. Not long answers, that is not specificity, Specificity, what kinds of people allow me to grow as a professional? I have recently had learned a lot more about cloud development. Okay, what did I learn? I actually learned about cloud development in this area specifically. As one of the applications I work on fully, uh, I fully migrated to the cloud. Uh-huh, that's good. That's a good response. And I love that you actually put that salsa lisano that I love dancing. I would put there, I love salsa dancing because I remember that you love salsa dancing. So that put a little bit of, of flavor there. So let's continue, okay? So, Carlos, thank you so much actually for telling more about yourself. So tell me, what is your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness. Um, I am being I am being honest. I've always found it's difficult to delegate tasks. Sometimes I want to take everything myself so I can learn as much as possible. I know this is a weakness because even though I complete everything on time, I often have to put in more hours than I should. So yes, I believe my weakness is task delegation. But I've been working on improving it be trusting my teammates more than focusing on collaboration.
Okay, let's do it again, okay? More confidence in that. So, Carlos, what is your greatest weakness?
Okay, I'm being honest. I've
Ah,
always found it
now we're
difficult.
talking. Yeah, you're now getting comfortable. Let's go. Okay, continue.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I've always found it difficult to delegate tasks. Some things I want to take on everything myself, so I can learn as much as possible. And I know this is weakness because even though I completely everything on time, I'd often have to put in more hours than I should. So yes, my weakness. I believe.
Good, all good. So
I
yeah,
believe.
that's the thing. That's the thing. You're reading, so that's why you are getting like a little bit more comfortable, but you're also losing track of the things that you're.
Yeah,
So that's the thing. You are not hearing what you're actually trying to say. So the core message here, my greatest weakness is task delegating that I'm working on it. Okay. So let's relax for a bit and think of what you're saying. So, and remember to slow it down, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Let's go do it again. So, Carlos, what is your greatest weakness?
Sure. I have been honest. I be always find it difficult to delegate tasks. Sometimes I want to take on everything myself, so I can learn as much as possible. I know this is a weakness because even though I completely everything on time, I often have to put on more hours than I should. So yes, I believe my weakness is task delegating, but I've been actually working on it.
Okay, perfect. So how are you actually working on this to actually improving?
I learned about this the learn about in Google and read ¿cómo se dice? Escuchar. Dios.
Yeah, yeah.
Eh,
This is why you should think about, yeah, you should have the responses, but you should have the question because they're
sí,
gonna, like this is a conversation. You have the frame,
yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes,
actually, you should, I'm gonna send you more questions, but you should be more interested in what they're gonna ask you, so you can have more questions and have more perspective on how a hiring manager works, right? So you can actually hack the system. That's what this actually allows us. Because remember, they are looking for a top performer. They're,
yes.
they they have 50, 60 calls per day, and they smell the bullshit miles away. So if they caught you like hesitating or something, it's gonna be bad, man. So this is why we need to prepare. Do you feel prepared for the for Monday interview?
Ahí digo todo a cada rato.
Mhm. Yeah, basically. So
I practice every time.
practice. Not only practice, but actually care that you need a job. Actually care that you're getting an interview. Research on what questions are the more general, how many questions they are, because there are there are millions of billions of questions that we are not actually seeing. These
Yeah,
are
yeah.
the most general, no? Because they're gonna ask you, hey, about your technical background. They're gonna ask you a lot of things. So I'm gonna send you. I did the research, and I'm going to send you the questions. But this is the opportunity that you should have to actually do use the critical thinking. You be proactive and actually looking for the questions. Right? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Nice. So now let's have let's have a normal conversation, you and I. Okay. So Carlos, how was your day today? What did you do?
I'm fine. Um, in in the night, I go to dancing. So I perfectly day.
Nice. Nice. Okay. So tell me, what kind of dancing do you like?
Mm, it's a good question. I love bachata and I love salsa, but in the in list of first, I think the salsa is the most love, and the second, bachata. I love bachata.
Nice. Why those? Why those two are the priority?
Em, ¿Cómo es que significa eso? Porque es mi prioridad.
Yeah, like
No entendí la pregunta.
why do you love so much salsa and bachata?
Mm, because the salsa is more happy. I don't know, more more enjoying the Latino gang, Latino spicy, and the bachata is more love with the other person, with more, I don't know, ¿cómo se dice? Como más cerca,
More close, more
more
close to
close with the
uh,
other person,
you have
and
a
the yes,
romantic one. Nice.
romantic, yeah.
Let's go, man. So where do you go dancing?
Um, with the academy in San Pedro. I I don't know what is your name, but yeah, it's dancing is academy in San Pedro.
Mm, nice, nice. Okay. And to be honest, Carlos, how do you actually feel on Monday's interview? Like, what are your fears? What is your feelings right now? Yeah.
Um, I am city. I'm very anxiety
Okay.
because they is the good opportunity, but I don't know. The English is my weakness
Yeah.
in every sign of my life.
No, totally. Man, you actually should be hearing, speaking, embodying. You need to be fucking gringo. Like at the end of this, you know?
Yeah.
So actually, like my English was what it is not very good, to be honest. But I work in a call center very like when I exited school. So
Mm.
that the thing that very helped me. My highest suggestion for you is to actually learn, like put the Netflix and put the TV, everything on English. That's gonna help you actually.
I practice with ChatGPT. I thought the is very very
No, that's good. Actually, you can use that so you can create an agent. So
yeah.
please act like my English teacher. Sent. I'm going to practice an interview with you. So ask me a question, ask me one question, like you're a hiring manager for this specific position, and let's practice English. Send. And they're gonna send you
And
the question.
I search the application
Uh-huh.
to the translating in live.
Mhm,
But I work, but is premium is I have to pay.
mhm. Yeah. Still, you can continue asking questions to GPT. Don't you worry about it. And okay, now that we are refreshed and you're practice a little bit more of English, let's go back. Okay. So, Carlos, why should we hire you?
Okay, I actually did my research on companies in this sector, and I do wanna look into like soft tech, Accenture, Cognizant, and this was this company that stood to me the most. I really liked the first factory because it is focused on product quality, agile methodologies, and new technologies, which
Mhm,
align perfectly with I take, with want to take on my career.
mhm,
I also feel that this company values resonate with me,
mhm,
making my genuinely want to contribute values, knowledge here. So my answer is that I have the necessary skill for this position, but beyond that, I believe I can bring value inside. And one of my strongest ability is problem solving.
mhm. Nice, man. So, that's a very good answer, man. Proud of you. Okay. Um, what is the biggest challenge that you face on a project and what did you learn?
The biggest problem in my career is in the last work. I I take the most projects, and I I I feel the resolve any projects most with more persons in the company, but
Mm-hmm.
but the problem resolved in this company is the project is the two, ¿cómo se dice?
Uh-huh.
Como muy viejo. Ahí ya
Well,
me pegué. Growth,
old. Too
old.
old.
De ahí una palabra súper fácil.
Mhm,
Is the application is very old, and the application is not functional, and the others programmers is not coding perfectly, and the app um, not functional. And I work in this application, um, collaborate with multiple persons with the other countries, with Estados Unidos, USA, Mexico, Brazil,
mhm,
because uh, these they the knowledge,
mhm.
and they I I help
Yep.
me with the application, and I learned uh, this the knowledge in the company, the
Mhm.
person's old is very important.
Nice, nice. Okay.
No sería
Remember,
una pregunta, no sería una respuesta que como muy, no sé, se la
está
diría
muy.
diferente, pero no se me ocurrió cómo decirla.
¿Cómo lo dirías? O sea, si fuera en español, ¿cómo lo dirías?
Que tuve que resolver una aplicación que era muy vieja, que no tenía, ¿cómo se llama esto? O sea, que no, el código no estaba escrito, no había nada escrito de él, entonces la aplicación dejó de funcionar. Y que
Ah, ya.
de acuerdo a eso tuve que, ir y buscar a mucha gente para poder resolver ese problema.
Okay. Okay, ya.
De hecho, por eso le decía que eso no lo había respondido todavía, porque no sabía cómo redactarla bien. O sea, como para
Ajá.
que se vea que fue un problema que fue grande.
Ujú. Sí, ahí sería como, bueno, esto está se quedando grabado, entonces, ahí lo que es, So actually, I had this project that was like no code. That's the thing. So I have to write it down from the beginning. And it was already with data, it was already with a lot of things. So I had the opportunity to actually wrote a code from zero and actually was a tight deadline, you know? So that was a really big challenge. After that, I learned that I actually can, you know, I can actually be a phoenix and feeling like a lot of pressure, but handle it in the correct way so I can actually provide, you know, and actually finish the project. So with that I think that's the biggest lesson that I learned. Y Mae, yo definitivamente te recomendaría y que si te dicen cuál es tu mayor debilidad, vos puedes poner el inglés. O sea, perfectamente, eso es más auténtico que task delegation. Es como, to be honest with you, my biggest Achilles ankle is English. As you see, is not my one of my strengths, but right now I am with a community and coaching program that is helping me to actually nail these interviews, you know, and actually be more critical, have more critical thinking and use my common sense. That my biggest issue here is English, but I am working on it, you know, by reading books and so on, so on, so on. Eso es una respuesta directa. A nivel de historia, yo le diría como, tendría que conocerte más a vos, ¿verdad? Pero una hipótesis sería como, well, English. To be honest with you, I have very like since I was 8 or something like that, I've been struggling with languages, learning new languages. So English is my biggest weakness right now. I am, yeah, to be honest with you, right now I'm with a community to fix this problem that is helping me to be more uh, communicated, like have to improve my communication in English, and that's what I'm doing to improve. So they actually help me to be more critical with my way of thinking and actually put myself out there no matter what. So yeah, English I would say that is my biggest problem. So you're not always showcasing that you all have are smart, that that's the thing that they want to know, but also proactive taking action. So that's a good thing because at the end of the day they're going to look at your skills in the technical interview, that we can also actually help you with that with that though. But with communication, that is this is the most important part, is
Yes.
very, yeah, it's very important that you know your weakness. And just a golden nugget there is, man, the first part of an interview that you're doing right now is just a filter to know if they want to see you every day for a week, like 7 days or 5 days a week, you know? Because and that's the most beautiful thing here, I think. Like you are going to spend 8 hours every day with this company, with these people. So you really want to know them too. So that's why I asked you the questions, and I was like, hey, why dancing? You know, that's how you actually, you know, network and so on, so on, so on. But you actually practice English, and you actually are curious about the company, not just like, hey, give me a job, please. No, like, hey, why should I be working here? Yes, I'm a necessity and I have to pay that, but what is in here? What is the opportunity that I'm being offering? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most beautiful thing here. So let's go again. Let's do it more fluent so you can relax, man. Relax and actually pay attention for the things that you want to say. You want to say you are being proactive. Okay, so this is what I did, because you're saying proactive with a story, right? So, Carlos, thank you so much for being here in the company for this interview. Take your time. Can you tell us a little more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Bueno, ya ahí empecé con una palabra en español. Otra vez.
Okay, okay, okay. Carlos, thank you so much for taking your time to be here. This interview is going to be in two phases. The first thing is to, you know, get you know a little bit more to if you're a good fit for us. Then we can tell you more about the company. So tell us a little bit more about yourself, please, and your background.
Yeah, sure. Um, well, my name is Carlos Agas. I specialize in C Sharp and with
Relax, man.
.NET,
50,
and I also have a strong experience in SQL
50,
Server.
man, 50% slower, right? 50% slower. Here, what are you actually saying? Relax. It is not throwing away like this. No, it's like actually showing with your whole body that you're like, yeah, I would actually love to tell you more about myself, with that confidence. So let's try it again. 50% slower, more confident. Nice, nice. Okay. So, Carlos, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Yeah, sure. I loved tell about myself. My name is Carlos Argas. I specialize in C Sharp with .NET, and I also have a strong expertise in SQL Server. With over 4 years experience, I have worked with all of kind of people, which was allowed to my growth as professional and contribute to multiple projects. And in fact, I have recently had to learn a lot about cloud development as one of the application I work on was fully migrated to the cloud. Um, on my free time, I enjoy learn about the new technologies and inventions. I love dancing.
Nice. So, how do you actually learn more about technologies and invention?
The new inventions with the I don't know, the atoms in Europe, the the
Yeah.
collisioner. I don't know what is the name of that, but I love some of the invention of that. Yeah,
Okay, perfect. So, what would you say that is your greatest weakness?
my greatest weakness. Yeah, I'm be honest. I be always. Uh, I be honest. The English is the more the most weakness in that, because in all of my life, uh, I trade or speak in speak English, but the professors and lessons is not good, and I I
Yep,
yeah.
all good, all good. Pero bien, mae, bien. Incluso conecté con vos, mae. Ya te pude sentir y decir como, mae, es que sí, sí, sí. Entonces volvamos
Sí,
otra
no,
vez.
ahí ya ahí me pegué. Cuando uno se pega es difícil volver.
Mae, a mí lo que por eso es súper importante, mae, estar calmado. Porque vos
Ujú.
querés estar, mae, 10 oraciones más adelante, ¿qué es lo que vas a decir? Entonces, como vos estás inventando en tu cabeza, estás viendo una palabra y después la otra, una palabra y después la otra. Entonces, literalmente es como estar caminando y poner piezas, ta. Entonces, estás dando paso y es como pa. Y estoy dando paso, pa. En vez de tener todo un camino ya hecho. Entonces, lo que querés hacer es pensar qué es lo que vas a decir. Por eso escribimos estas respuestas, ¿verdad? Pero es, ok, what is my greatest weakness? Ok, English. I have been actually having a lot of issues with English in my whole life. I really hated the professors and the program wasn't really good, to be honest. But right now I have seen that really need to improve this for my professional and personal life. And right now, yeah, I'm with a community of tech professionals that are constantly improving their careers. And they have helped me a lot actually to improving my English, improving my mindset, and is really improving my life at all. But my greatest weakness is English. Yeah, my greatest weakness is English. So remember what we talked yesterday, right? That is always think about the end.
Sí.
So yeah, you're building a bridge between A and B, but you need to start on B. and reverse engineer that, right? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's go again. Carlos, what is your greatest weakness?
Yeah. I'll be honest. The waiting weakness is the English. I'm all of my life in class of professors. I very bad professors in class, and I take a little hate with English in the first parts of my life, and but in the other parts of my life, and I take class in English, and I be I be take the class other all of the days in the um, in the week. And I be honest, the English is my very weakness, and I trust in I focus in that.
Nice. That's very good. Okay. So why should we hire you?
Yeah. Okay. I I did my research on companies on this sector. Um, and out of the ones I look into, like Softec, Accenture, Cognizant, this was the company that stood out to me the most. I really like the first factory because I am focused on product quality, agile methodologies, and new technologies, which align perfectly with the direction I want to take in my career. I feel that the company values response with me, um, making my genuinely want to contribute valuable knowledge here. So my answer is that I have the necessary skills for this position, but beyond that, I believe I can bring value insights on one of my strengths, abilities, problem solving.
Nice. Okay. We should definitely, because it looks like a lot of translate on Google. Man, like it shows. So when you actually learn what you're saying, because you could say like, I actually did my research on companies in the sector, like Accenture, Softec, and Cognizant. This is the company that stood out the most because I really like the first factory. um, the product quality, the agile methodologies that you have, the technologies, which aligns perfectly with the direction that I want to take in my corner, in my career. Sorry, you know. So let's close that fucking window. Mhm. And we're gonna do it without the notes.
Ooh, se me va a ir
Yeah, man.
internet.
Yeah, buddy. So
Okay.
let's go. So Carlos, really nice to meet you. So can you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Carlos, I guess. I very knowledge with C# and SQL Server, but in my profession, in my profession, with over 4 years experience, I work with other technologies, and I'm specialized in C# and SQL Server. I work with others teammates and collaborates with the any projects, um, and I love the actually work in the C Sharp, the .NET, includes in Angular with frontend. Um, in my free time, I I learn about the new technologies and inventions with the I don't know I don't know, any inventions. And and the and love salsa. I love dancing. I love dancing salsa. I don't know. I love.
Mhm. Okay. So nice, nice, nice answer. Right now, what we're going to do is that you want to try to actually look at me when you're telling the answer. Why? Because if you're in the conference,
Mira
like
ya.
in, uh like
Cambia
if
la
you're
vara.
looking at the interview, you want to be looking at the people in the eyes, right?
Okay.
So, Carlos, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Um, I'm very experienced in work in C Sharp and SQL Server, and I work with other teammates in the multiple projects, um, with any enterprise in I work. And the last experience, I take the most of my experience, and I don't know, the the technologies in used in the company. I aligned with my career, and I love the, I don't know, program in the C Sharp and SQL Server with the my experience. And in my free time, I enjoyed uh, knowledge. I love enjoyed the learn about technologies, new technologies, and I take salsa class of the Latin dance.
Nice. Okay. We're gonna do it again, but we're gonna do it slower, and you're like this. Yeah. That's this is actually like in you need to open your heart, you know, and be like this, the pose of showing your chest and just be chilling
No
like
sé,
you
no sé qué.
want to take more space, like be like this, something like this, chilling because that shows more confidence. But actually you have to own it. You have to own that confidence and be like, yeah, sure. So and how do you own that confidence? You need to be self-aware that yeah, I suck at English. I don't know what I'm doing here. I am scared. I am fucking anxious. And it's okay. Like, yeah, to be honest with you, well, my name is Carlos Arguedas. I am an expert in C sharp, and I really love salsa dancing. You know, just a little bit more about yourself. Don't be that short because I'm doing with your background, of course. But you want to actually be talking like you're talking to me. Like when I ask you about salsa, like, hey, yeah, this is a homie, man. Like these people are actually looking for me because I don't suck and I'm going to be proactive, you know?
Okay.
So Carlos, thank you so much for coming for the company and the interview. So can you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Um, I experience, my expertise is on C Sharp with .NET Com, SQL Server with the database. And in my experience, I work with most teammates in the very projects. And I think the most important in the projects is the co-working with the teammates. The projects is very, with the project with very difficult, and I don't know. Uh, ya me trae,
Slow it down.
me
Eh,
trae.
Está bien, pero nada más slow it down. Why are you scaling? Yeah, slow it down, man. Like chilling. You need to smoke something. Just kidding.
Bueno, podría ser.
No, the fuck up. You're gonna get banned on YouTube. Okay, let's go.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Carlos, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Carlos Arguedas. My expertise is in a C# area, that with .NET Com, and SQL Server with the database. And in my time of work, I think the most important ability is the co-work with the teammates, and I think the I think that I love the program because uh, in every day with work, I I take the multiple tasking, I don't know, in and the tasking I my very easy for me, and yeah, and in my free time, I read about the new technologies and the inventions, and I take the classes for 1 or 2 days of week, for the dancing class.
Mhm. Nice. Okay. So, Carlos, what is your greatest weakness?
Okay, my greatest weakness is my English. In my entire life is the English, because the in the my first part of my life, I take classes in the high school, and I hate the English because the professors is a very bad. And the second part of my life, in the professional life, uh, I take the lessons, but I I cost the language, and I work in it, in classes every day, and practice, with my friends and with my family.
Mhm. Nice. Okay. Yeah, feedback on that. If you open your notepad so you can take notes on this, you don't want to say words like hate or very negative words because that makes a bad energy out there. So what you want to try to do is I really didn't like the classes because the way that they taught that in high school wasn't aligned specific with my specific way of learning, with my specific way of learning, or how I learned, let's say. So I didn't like the way they taught classes in high school because that wasn't actually my the way of learning of the way I learned. So yeah, I struggle with that a lot. Right now I'm doing XYZ to solve it, and I've been improving a lot of, you know, on that section. Um let's continue with the questions. So, Carlos, what is the biggest challenge that you had on a project? And what is something that you really learned out of it?
Okay, in my last work, I work in project very difficult, because the code is very complicated, because the programmer is not working in this company, and I'll look in other countries, in search in the in the application on used, and this project, I very knowledge, with the other persons in the company, and I learned the companies or the teammates is very important with, because uh, yeah, because the
Need to practice that more, man. Yeah.
I know, but yeah. Voy a pasar todo el día practicando con ChatGPT.
Bien, bien. Eso tuvo que haber pasado ayer, weón.
Mae, ayer practiqué un poco, pero no puedo aprender tanto de inglés de para otro.
No, no, estamos de acuerdo, mae, bien. Ahí ya te pasé más preguntas para que las agregues, ¿verdad, mae? Definitivamente investiga más, o sea, pon en Google, what are the most common questions asked for a job interview? Enter. You can ask GPT too. What are the most common questions they ask in a final interview for this specific role?
Mañana vos
Enter.
estás disponible también.
¿Ah?
Mañana vos estás también.
Mae, sí, no, de fijo, mae. Mañana tenemos una meeting. Vamos a tener dos meetings, una en la mañana y otra en la noche, para ver cómo está el progress.
Bueno,
Es-
en la noche puede ser como tipo 3, ¿no? Ahora sí, como en la mañana y como tipo 3, ¿no? Ahora sí.
Tenemos una meeting a las 9 de la mañana, mae, de una vez, y una de las 3. Puro roleplay, mae. Ok, entonces mañana, ¿cuál es su correo, bro?
carlosargueas.dep@gmail.com.
Carlos Arguedas.
Argueas.dep arroba
Punto.
gmail punto- arroba gmail carlosargueas.dep dep
Ajá. Arroba Gmail.
arroba gmail.com.
Mae, sí, mañana tenemos otra session with that. Y carlosarguedas.dev, DEV, ¿verdad? Arroba Gmail.
Ajá.
Correcto. Mae, haga tailor that answers there. Of course,
What
practice.
is Taylor Answers?
Ajá.
What
Most.
is?
Ajá. Tailor answers is like when you go to the tailor. That is
Ah,
the man that actually fixes your clothes with the suit and everything, right?
es como
So when you
more
say
relax.
no, actually, when you say tailor, it's like you tailor the answer so it's personalized on that specific company with your specific background.
Okay.
So the first thing that you want to do is ask GPT, how can I tailored is reading like this, tailored, tailored. So how can I tailor my answers for an interview, for a job interview, with my specific background? This is my specific background, and you put all your experience, all of your context, and everything that you've been through with this specific role, and you put all the roles that the role that you're gonna apply with the responsibilities and everything. With that, GPT is going to help you. Do not outsource your critical thinking, meaning do not copy and paste the fucking answer GPT does, because it commits mistakes. And don't be lazy, man. God
Sí.
damn it, don't be fucking lazy. Ok. Carlos, man, nos vemos mañana a las 9. Man, school post de esta llamada, definitivamente, bro. Muchos
Sí.
learnings, feedback. Man, nos vemos mañana. Man, vamos con todo para ese lunes.
Igual el lunes es a las. Creo que la puse a la 1:30. Incluso todavía en la mañana puedo seguir practicando más todavía.
Completamente, mae. Más bien te va a mandar el invite entonces para las...
Voy a fijarme en nada, a ver.
Mae, ¿puedes a las 8 de la mañana?
Sí, claro.
Roleplay.
Lunes.
Carlos Arias punto Barrio. Listo, mae. Perfecto. Y ahí te lo mandé.
Mentira, es a las 10:30. Pero igual.
Mae, igual, de 8 a 9. Perfecto, ya eso llega.
Ujú.
Sí, sí. Ahí está nada más. Mae, se levanta, empezamos la llamada, bro. Se come un huevo para que nada más no me vaya así muy pálido, mae. Y llega. Listo, bro.
Bueno.
Sí, mae, se está poniendo más oscuro acá, bro.
Sí, sí, estoy viendo.
Mae, nos vemos, bro. Mae, más bien, vamos con todo. Nos vemos mañana a las 9. School post,
Listo,
¿verdad?
listo. Listo.
Mae, School post le permite a usted practicar también el inglés, weón. Para que no se le vaya.
¿Cómo?
Sí. Mae, hacer un
Um,
school post le permite a usted practicar que usted esté escribiendo y vaya leyendo qué es lo que está poniendo. Entonces,
ah, sí.
también,
Ok.
mae, o sea, usted ahorita ocupa practicar inglés en donde pueda, mae.
Ujú, ujú. De hecho, tengo la compa en inglés también.
También, mae, también, mae. Entonces, con todo, bro. Nos vemos mañana.
Bueno, chaito.